Here's how to not get scammed if you land here at the La Paz, Bolivia airport. This is coming from a person that has lived in the La Paz region for over 6 years at this point, and I've flown out of this airport countless times. So there's gonna be a few different things in this video. So let's just start with the biggest scam right here. This you can save so much money. So as you're leaving, okay, let's go like this. There we go. Better frame. All right. When you're leaving, don't take a taxi unless you're rich. If you're rich, take a taxi. But if you're not rich, you're going to pay 20 times more. Whenever you walk out, usually there's going to be these guys that walk out. They're going to be like, taxi, taxi, taxi. Like right now, a lot of them are kind of, I don't know. I think today's a slow day, but these guys right here, these taxis, they just taxi, taxi, taxi. Okay, this is what you're gonna do instead. Follow where I'm walking. You see, this is the main doors right here. Follow where I'm walking. You're gonna walk over here, okay? You see, this guy's talking to me, asking for a taxi, all right? You're gonna walk past the taxis. You're gonna pretend they don't exist, okay? Do you see these buses right here? These buses that say airport, these are what you want right here, all right? So these buses, these are going to charge you 20 times less, all right? So if you're going from this airport and you're trying to get to the city of La Paz, which, by the way, the La Paz airport is not technically in La Paz. It's twin cities, El Alto, La Paz, okay? So I got to catch my breath. I just got up here to El Alto. It's way higher elevation, okay? So here's the thing, all right? It's like twin cities, like Dallas, Fort Worth, St. Paul, what is the other, St. Paul, Minneapolis or whatever? I don't know. I'm not good with North USA. Anyways, but twin cities, right? So these buses to take you all the way to the city are going to charge you 5 Bolivianos, okay? That's the set price. That's so much better because these cars to take you to that same price are going to charge you at least 100. Do you see what I'm saying? That you're paying way more. Now, here's the thing. There's some other tricks. A lot of people don't know about this, all right? I'm going to walk away because these people are being loud. But you got to listen. I'm giving you the best tips that nobody's telling you about. Let's walk across here. Let's get over. Ooh, this guy's coming in fast. I'm about to die. All right. So, now, if you don't want to go to... Oh, this cute little guy. Hey, buddy. All right. If you're not trying to go to the city of La Paz and you're trying to stay in El Alto, okay, and you want to get from the airport to El Alto, you got 2 good options. These buses will take you out for less. I think it's 2 Bolivianos. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while, but my guess is it should be about 2 Bolivianos. Even if it was 5, it would still be okay. All right. Now, before I forget, okay. So here's the front of the airport, okay? If you come in at an hour, very late at night, early in the morning, and these buses are not running, I don't know what time they run until, okay? Oh, look, there's a price. Yeah, it says 2. Look, on the thing right there. 2 and 5, okay? So 2 to just get you out of the airport into El Alto. Then from there you can take the mini buses that only charge, I think right now they're usually 150 to 2 depending on how far you're going. Anyways, okay, back to what I'm saying. You stick around. You don't go. I'm giving you the best tips that anybody's going to give you. Nobody's saying this stuff, okay? If you come at an hour when these buses are not running, are you with me? Look, here comes a bus right here. Sorry, I'm super ADHD. All right, so let's say you have no one to come pick you up. You don't know anyone here. You're a tourist, you don't know anyone here. And you're like, well, I have to take a taxi. Okay, but don't take the taxis that are parked right in front, that have the rights to be right in front, that have like the letters on them, the nice fancy taxis, okay? Those ones, they have a set price. They have a syndicate set prices. They're not allowed to negotiate. Like in maybe a rare chance you might could get them to negotiate and save a few cents, but it's very rare. They can get in trouble if they negotiate. They can lose their license from the company that they work for, their permit or whatever you call it, their membership or whatever. What you're gonna do, you're gonna walk out the door and you're gonna walk over here to the left. But if you're walking out, so you're walking to your right? Walk over here. When you walk over here, there's gonna be people with ghetto old cars, okay? This it's not sketchy, trust me. Ghetto old cars like a 1992 Toyota like hatchback or something like that, like a station wagon type of thing, okay? They're gonna be parked over there. They're old, usually old taxis, okay? Those people over there, they're gonna be like taxi, taxi, taxi. Those are the people that you want if you have to take a taxi, okay? You see what I'm saying? Now those people will charge you less. And another thing is because they don't belong to a syndicate. Stay with me, I got more tips for you in this video, okay? Because they don't belong to a syndicate, they can negotiate. They work for themselves. They can negotiate over on that side if you have to take a taxi. All right, so if there's other people up there, you could ask them what the price is. The taxis that are you can't negotiate with, expensive taxis, you could ask them as a point of reference. So if they tell you wherever you're trying to go, you tell them where you're trying to go. If they tell you 100, those other ones can get them to do about half. I've been successful with that in the past, okay? And they're safe. You know, I mean, anything can happen, but they're pretty safe. The dudes that are in the airport, it's you have a low chance. I mean, anything can happen anywhere. Bad things can happen to you in the States, but it seems sketchy, especially if you're arriving at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're hopping in an old 1992 beater taxi. But trust me, like, yeah, all right. Oh, see that guy right there. That guy right there. He has a taxi sign, but he's not part of the syndicate because he doesn't have one of those fancy looking taxis. Okay, next tip. Here we go. Stay with me. Okay. So the next tip is you can also just literally just walk out of the airport where I'm walking. Do you see where I'm at? It's not that far. In like 4 minutes, probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. You look. The end of the airport is right up there. So you can just walk out with all of your bags. You don't have to pay anything to the toll out there or anything like that, okay? You just walk out, and then on those streets, and if you don't see any there, once you get to the end of the airport outside, if you don't see any mini buses that go to where you need to go, just keep walking straight. Walk straight until you get to the main road that goes all the way through El Alto, and then from there you can get on a bus that says La Paz, and then the bus is going to be going that way that say La Paz, you know. Also from there, from that exact spot, matter of fact, you would need to walk up to, to get one that says La Paz, I'm sorry, first you're going to get on one that says Ceja, like Calle Dos or something like that, 2nd Street. Then from there, you can even just ask them, just say, oh, where are the buses that go to La Paz? And they're going to go, oh, up here, like I think it's like 7 blocks, okay, something like that. And then from there, you can get on the buses that charge you super cheap. At nighttime, you might pay 3 or 4 Bolivianos to get from those buses down to La Paz, okay? So if you have to, write that down, all right? I got more tips in this video. Here, stick around. Okay, here's another quick tip too. Before I get to the other thing, before we change subjects from transportation to another thing, these buses also will take you to the airport, but they run through the main road of La Paz City. So down the main road of La Paz, if you look at Google Maps, you can easily see what the main road is, okay? And there's a stop down there. I'll try, if you want me to give you the location, just leave a comment, because I'll probably forget, because I'm not gonna have time to edit this video too much. I'm just trying to give you guys valuable information. I gotta upload this and move on with my day. But leave a comment if you want me to give you the location of where they start in La Paz to bring you to this airport, okay? All right, so let's go to the next step right here. So how to not get scammed paying extra high prices for absolute no reason, okay? Here we go. So when you land, a lot of people, when you land, you're like, especially if you're just arriving to the country and you're like, okay, this is where you land, okay? You're gonna want a SIM card, right? And so if you have an unlocked phone, you wanna make sure your phone is unlocked, okay? So you can put any SIM card in it. All right, so what's gonna happen is you're gonna be like, oh, I need a SIM card so I can have a Bolivian phone number. And that's a good idea, very good idea, all right? Because you can get mobile data, you can be watching YouTube videos and communicating anywhere you want. So they have these places right here. You can buy SIM cards, okay? The SIM cards are gonna be either the company Tigo or one called Entel, okay? So there's Entel right there, for example, okay? Now, don't buy your SIM card at these places. There's another one over there too. Okay, don't buy your SIM cards there because they're charging you 4 or 5 times as much. All right, unless you absolutely have to communicate here at the airport, then that's fine, do it. Okay, but here's the thing. All right, once you get into the city of El Alto or La Paz, you can buy them on almost any street corner. Almost any street corner. All right, see, this is what they look like right there. You see those chips right there? The little SIM card, okay? All right, so those SIM cards, the real price of what they should be as of the date of this video being posted is 3 to 5 Bolivianos. Usually if it's 5 on the street, again, outside of the airport, 3 to 5 is what it should be. If it's 5 or 3, depending, sometimes they come with like a special where they'll give you like a free gigabyte. If you like register the SIM card that day, they'll give you a gigabyte for free. So anyways, yeah, you might get a gigabyte with what you buy here at the airport too or whatever, but again, they're gonna charge you like 20 or 30 for those. Okay, all right, here's another scam that actually happened to a friend of ours while we were here at the airport and we were coming to pick her up. All right, so as you're getting off, like these people are just getting off their airplane and they're arriving to La Paz. Okay, so sometimes it's over here by these gates. All right, so over here by these gates as you're getting out, sometimes there will be people that they have like those carts where it's for luggage, right? And they look official, they look like they work for the airport. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, I don't really know, but there is a scam involved in this. Okay, at least that's how I see it. So all right, they're like, here, let me take that for you, let me take that for you, and you're like, oh, okay. And then so you just think that like, oh, I'm gonna give them like a tip that's like appreciated here in Bolivia. Like, let's say for example, like a small tip that would be good might be like 2 or 5 Bolivianos. Now that's good. 5 Bolivianos is half of an hour's work of minimum wage. So if they help you for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, then it's like, that's a good tip, okay, you know. But so here's the thing. So as we were walking, he just helped us get like over here, and then she gave him 10 Bolivianos, which that's an hour's wage on current wage right now. That's an hour's wage of minimum wage, which is really good. That'd be like the equivalent of in the US, I don't know what minimum wage is, like $8 or something like that, $7.20, $10, I don't know. But just imagine you gave someone like $8, right, in the US as a tip to help you for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, that's good. Well, this guy, he starts being really disrespectful with her and trying to like guilt trip her into giving more money and blah blah. And trust me, what she gave was super fair. So yeah, you got to be careful with that. I mean, it's your choice whether or not you use that or not, but I mean, really, to go from here to go over here, it's a tiny airport. I don't know if you've never been here, this airport is the tiniest international airport that I've personally ever been to, or at least off the top of my head. There's another quick tip here. Okay, if you're a coffee drinker or a breakfast person, okay, and you want to get something, okay, this place is called Alexander's. This place is good. It's kind of like the Starbucks of Bolivia. It's a chain, okay? Now, their stuff is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just super expensive. It's like Starbucks prices. What you can do is you can not walk up, but take the escalator, and up there's a little food court. Now, in the food court, you can go to a very Bolivian place that's just like, you know, just looks like a no name, you know what I mean? Kind of like little place, just very low key, okay? And you can get a cup of coffee, and you can get or a cappuccino and stuff like that for a better price, and some breakfast and stuff like that. So go eat your breakfast up there, or even lunch or whatever, you know, again, unless you're rich. If you're rich, this whole video doesn't apply to you because you can just spend money on whatever. But if you're like me and you want to save $2 here, $5 here, $3 here, these tips are for you. This next tip is going to sound like a beginner tip, but I promise you that it is not. This is very particular to this country, and so even if you're an experienced traveler, you got to watch what I'm going to say, listen to what I'm going to say, and I'm going to give you a website that's going to really help you with this, okay? So right off the bat, as most people know, do not exchange your money at the airport unless it's an emergency, and only exchange what you have to, but don't do that. Now, on top of that, Don't exchange on any money exchange place in the entire country of Bolivia, any official money exchange place, because there is an issue. If you don't know about the news, there's an issue there where there's a lack of dollars in the country here, okay? So because of the lack of dollars, all right, the price, the actual real value of the dollar has skyrocketed. It's almost double. It's been floating around double for months on end. In fact, I think it's been close to a year. I can't really remember when it started. But the point is that if you exchange your money, you want to do it on the street, so to speak. Sometimes literally on the street. So if you see someone on the street that's just like got a little chair and a little sign, it says dollar money exchange or whatever, those unofficial people on the street, or maybe just a guy sitting there and he's just holding up a wad of money, basically saying like he's ready to exchange money, okay? Those people you can exchange with, okay? Now, I got some tips coming up about this, okay? Now, those people, they're trustworthy to exchange with most of the time. You just got to make sure you're not getting fake bills, all right? The main way to make sure that you're not getting a fake bill, actually look this up online because the Bolivian website has tips for you. But the main way that I've been taught to check for fake bills, because the fake bills actually have the watermarks now and stuff like that, blah, blah. The two things you want to look for in fake bills, okay, is going to be, you want to go like this in the light and make sure that the little things should be shining on there. And the other thing is you want to take your fingernail and scratch it and make sure it actually feels like a US dollar. It's kind of like a cotton type of, like something like that, right? It should not feel like computer paper, obviously. I know it sounds like a rookie move, but that's how you check it, okay? And the other thing is the little strip, those little security strips on there, you want those to go like this, so you want them to shine, and you want to scratch it with your finger. It shouldn't peel off too easily. They can peel off a little bit, but it shouldn't be easy, okay? Now with that being said, I'm going to give you a website to know how much you should be exchanging for. It's called dollarbo.com. So the word dollar in Spanish, DOLAR, BO for Bolivia, just BO. .com, dollarbo.com, okay? And so you're gonna see what the price is, okay? So that's what you should be getting on the street. You can maybe negotiate with them a little bit. Well, I shouldn't say maybe. You usually can negotiate with them a little bit. So even if it's your ghetto taxi driver or like anybody that's not an official exchange place, negotiate with them, but use that website as a guide. From day to day, it can change. It can go up like 2 Bolivianos or drop 2 or 3 Bolivianos and stuff like that. So go off of that website. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.